Shall we start?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's start with the information.
Yeah.
Please tell me about yourself.
So recently I was working with a TSYS and total I have more than 5.6 year experience as a Java developer. So as a Java developer I work like some framework like Spring MVC, Spring Boot, Hibernate, JPA, RESTful, microservice. So these technology I have worked. And some I work and recent I was doing a project name is a payment gateway processing project. It's like it is a fraud module where I have worked on that project. So in my module, like it is a fraud detection in the part of a payment gateway processing project. So in my module, like it is mainly we have to detect any fraud will happening inside of our payment processings, and we have for detection we can delegate that response to other vendors. And my responsibility in this app, we have to develop some module, create some module, bug fixing requirement, some changes, and run some test cases. So these kind of stuff I have on daily basis in the application.
Overall, how many years of experience?
I have 5.6 year experience as a developer.
5.6 years.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. So, can you explain more detail about your current project?
Yeah, actually, it is my current project is like a payment gateway processing project. Mainly, it is some our some our services which can be payment processing. Like what happened in our payment processing, there is a payment gateway and a payment processors. So mainly the what happen our process we have to like any transaction will be happening, so we have to defined inside our payment processing, so it will be delegate to this it will be authorized authentications and the sub security in the payment gateway, and it will pass to payment processor. In the payment processor what happen, it will be interact to your banks, merchants, card, Visa, MasterCard, so that interact that things. But in these modules, my module is like a fraud detections. Mainly the what happened, any fraud will be happening like some user can invalid login credential can pass, some user can retry number of times, some unauthorized location issues. So these can these are the some points where fraud will be happening inside our payment processing projects. So in my payment gateway process, it is like mainly the what happening, user can interact our any applications. Our part is like a payment gateway process. So interact with payment gateway process, user can interact our payment gateway where its user detail service can interact our firstly our authentication processings. So authentication process, like we have to pass user detail service, and if it is validated, then it is again passed to payment processing project. In the payment processing project, there are a number of services implemented like account service, transaction service, your notification service, fraud service, and also your not and some types of backup data service, external gateway service. So these are the services is connected to our payment processing projects. And like what happening is something any request is coming for means creating some amount from their account, it will go to our payment gateway to payment processor to account account service, update the details, update the data, fetch the amount is enough for in the account balance or not. If the account is enough, it will be validated and it will pass to other other service which is called transaction API or payment API. So under transaction, it will transfer the data amount to another issuer bank or some merchant bank. It can proceed. So it is like a flow of your execution of mainly the payment processing of our applications.
So you explained so many things. Can you explain me in one single line what is this project is all about?
Project, it is we provide a gateway where I make simple example like Amazon. When you Amazon Pay, it is like a payment gateway of your processing of your payment projects. Mainly, interact with our any user with a bank or some credit card, ATM, Visa card, interact and perform some of operation of transaction operation, and after completion of transactions, it will return back to users.
Okay, what is the backend you are using here?
Backend like Java, Spring Boot, microservices, some cloud technology I use.
Do you have any database towards the transaction details?
Yeah. Transaction database. Yeah, we using some PostgreSQL databases and also Oracle databases for some operations, and also we using in there are some DynamoDB. So these are the database we using in our applications.
And how about as you are dealing with so many cards and vendors, so are you interacting with any third-party calls?
Yeah. I say. Actually, what happened? We have to proceed that to our payment processor projects. So it is a third parties. It is there are other vendors which can interact particular that like any banks have their own web browser or web API. So we have to interact with them. So all the detail we have to send to the particular banks. Bank will fetching the details behalf of their condition and return data behalf of that things. Miss our work just encryption decryption of data and sending the data to the particular banks. A bank are some merchant banks or some issuer cards. They work.
So how do we communicate from your system to other vendor systems?
Actually, the system vendor mainly our internal system our internal system using calling with the Kafka, and they calling for other any other API, third API with the REST or web client. We have to call each other.
So how does this communication happen? Okay, you are using any MasterCard specific APIs or services. How do you communicate? How do you send the request? How do you get the response? Like you are interacting with MasterCard. How that communication happens?
Actually, MasterCard has their own libraries, own service, and own UI pages, own web project pages. We have to communicate
how your code will communicate that UI.
Yeah, I say it is like web client we have to use to call to each other.
The client you are using.
Yeah.
To call what?
There are any other services like vendor cards and cards, banks.
So why don't you use the REST template?
REST
Or any
template.
other type?
REST template previously they use means there are some previously used for some drawbacks in the REST templates. Using web client for
What are the drawbacks?
Drawbacks I think it is for the REST template like some your it is deprecated inside your current application in scenario, and from performance wise and also some performance wise I think it will be used web client as compared to REST template. And mainly what happens you have to fetch for more reactive interaction to applications than using web clients as compared to REST template.
What is that more reactive?
Because in the web client we can use in the REST template we have to create particular data type clone of objects instance in our applications, and
So as you said, you have used web client, right?
yes.
So what is difference between mono and flux?
Yeah, mono will return actually when have you hitting some request. It will be return only one type of instance returns. But in going to flux, it will be a number of types of means you want to return number of requests, number of instance, and list of instance. Then you go into your flux instance. Mainly, if you want to 0 to 1 as a return type instance, then you go to your mono, and if you more than one and the number of instance you want to fetch, then you go to flux.
Okay. What is the method we use to get the output from mono and flux?
Method.
Did you write the code how that can be used? Can you share your screen? Okay. Can you open IntelliJ or Notepad or anything? Okay.
Okay, I do it on Notepad.
Okay.
I am doing on Notepad.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of disturbance there.
Okay, one second. रवि रवि थोड़ा देर के बात कर ले यार.
Hello, are you there, Manish?
Yes, I there.
Okay. Okay. So you said you worked on the API also.
Yes.
So can you tell me what are cascading means in JPA?
Cascading means which types of you like when you perform one to many, many to many, and relationship between them. So you perform some cascading types. Means like cascading like one to many relationships. If you performs like at a one time your parent will be update record has fetch records. The same time you will want to record fetch from the child types. So that time it is like it will be operation if you want to performs inside the inside that table inside that methods for which type of cascade type you found like eager loading, lazy loading. So that type of we using cascade for that reasons.
Many types of cascading we have. What is the total count?
uh, Total count, I don't know about total count, but the types are like
What is difference between application context and bean factory? Spring Boot.
it is like both are container. Bean factory is the previous container we use where we just define the XML configurations, and there is a like mainly use for like prototype types or design pattern use, and it is like very slow as compared to your application context. Application container is like enhanced version of your Bean container. Uh, it has like it you use annotation types of handling your containers, and also it can eager loadings and mainly use singleton design patterns in application context. And Bean factory, I think it is implemented one class which is being implemented some class which can implement for the child class which can initialize the containers. But in the application context container, it will be used three types of interfaces implemented child classes for initializing the container and on perform means handling the container type of applications.
Okay. Do you know what are solid principles?
Solid principle, it is like a combination of one second, what happening here? Like every abbreviation has some meanings. Solid means S for single responsibility, O for open close principles, L for lunar principles, I for inversion of some principle, and D for dependency injections. As for single responsibility principles, that's I said, and every class has single is responsibility of data applications. Open close principles, like if we have to define some class, so that is it can be open, after that it will close, you don't do any modification that things. L for, I think it will be used for some parent to child relationship between them, some Lorentzian principles. And I for integrations, like interface, we can integrate our application, our classes to other class with the help of extend and implement keywords. And last one, dependency injection. For every class inside there is some dependency which can initialize and inject with the help of the dependency injections.
Okay. So which version of Java 8 have you used?
Java 8 I have worked more deeply.
What is metaspace in Java 8?
Metaspace is like it is whenever you want to extend your memory size, heap size. So metaspace for use for the JVM, we have to configure some size of heap memory area. So we have to provide that types of configuration to extend your memory size.
But what is that advantage it's going to give?
It can
compared to previous.
means sometimes whatever you have some less memory and some memory issue, some memory leakage problems, or so that can be increase your memory. You can increase size of memory where you can store your heap area and heap area memory location. Means where number of large applications is here, so number of instances coming. So that for handling that things, we using metaspace for the configuration your heap area size for storing that thing.
Okay. So did you follow any design patterns?
Yeah, mainly singleton design pattern are mainly used. And
Microservice design pattern.
yes, Saga design pattern I work.
You know circuit breaker pattern.
Yes, circuit breaker, like it is like a types of implementation in the microservice. Like if any service is not responding or not proper working, so what happen if any service has failed, it will be impact to whole microservice application for the their impact, because it can keep cascading calling to each services. So circuit breaker really is for the preventing them. Like it will be used every microservice. It will be hitting request every microservices for checking. It will be in execution mode or in the some fault mode or some thing modes. So a circuit will just know, send the request, know the details, and pass to our gateway, so it can know which service is running, which service is not running. And also like for, and it will give the fallback methods for any happening. It will give the fall method. And also like making your application stability and not fault increase inside your application. So mainly the circuit breaker design pattern is principle for the making a maximum application as stable, and we know about the which services in which mode, running mode, they are like in the falling mode, exception modes. So we get the details from circuit breakers.
How do we implement circuit breaker?
Circuit breakers. Previously we used circuit breaker like Jipkins, and currently we using Resilience for implementing circuit breakers. So we have to like define the dependency inside your particular service classes, and then after that we have to write a fallback method inside every in particular your service discovery in the API get class, and call that particular method name, and define the annotation at that fallback methods, and define which types of method will calls. So it will be like hitting the request, get the response, it is execute or disturbs. So we have that we can get the details.
Can you give some example? Share some code.
You give some code.
Yes. How this actually happens? Okay, that's fine. So, did you use any more advanced Java things like Java 17 or Java 11?
I knew some feature, but mainly I deeply work on Java 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Can you write sample code in Java 8 to identify? So think like there is a list of strings. Okay. So identify, separate out separate to other list using strings. Okay.
Separate.
And separate the words which can separate create two list, okay, from that list, from one source list, create two separate list. One list should contain vowels and another list should not contain vowels. Questions? Can you write it down in the video? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, Manish. Manish, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any question.